Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be doing our gingerbread greeting card for October. This is the series that we kicked off last year before last, and now I'm started it back. It's to make Christmas cards all year long on the 25th of each month. We're going to be using the kit of the month from October from Unity Stamps today. I'm going to be using actually the Holiday Lane set that came in the kit. And if you don't know about their kits, they are 8.5 by 11, and you get 5 different stamp sets in there, all on one sheet. So we're going to be using this. We're also going to be using the North Pole Collection pattern papers from Unity, and we will thumb through those to pick out our pattern paper because we're going to do a easy Christmas card. So we have that pattern. These are all single-sided. I looked at the damask earlier and thought about that, so that could be a possibility. We have this pattern, this toile pattern, have that pattern right there, the snowflake pattern. We have some Christmas trees and some stripes. We have that pattern that's more of a collage. We have this red damask pattern with poinsettias, I guess. Some red snowflakes, some more collage elements, stamping, more collage, and a pattern, a plaid pattern. So that's all the patterns in the paper. I think we are going, I'm kind of drawn toward the damask or the Christmas green. And I think I may use both. I'm thinking I'm going to use both. I'm going to use the green as a matte layer, and I will use the damask as my image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5. And then this one I'm going to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then we will use some of that extra for the inside of the card. So I've got my A2 card base. It's just a standard A2 card base. I'm going to set that to the side. But what I'm going to do is I want to add, because this is a silhouette stamp, I'm going to add some Distress Oxide ink. I've just got fossilized amber. I think it's the one I picked. Mustard seed, I'm so sorry. I'm going to add a little just dot of that because I'm going to try to use this to light up my little houses without having to do coloring. I'm feeling a little lazy. I didn't want to do markers. So I wanted to do something kind of fun, but yet appealing. All right, I'm going to pull in a Misty, and I'm going to take off, take the backing out, because these are red rubber stamps. So I'm going to take, and what I will eventually do with these is I will take the backing card and I will stamp everything on it and then probably laminate it. And that way I can, once I take these off, I can have a place to stick them to. If that makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. And I'm going to stamp these down. And I'm going to stamp this all down in VersaFine Clear ink. So I'm going to ink my image up. And I will stamp this down. And this set is also available. If you don't want to do the monthly kit, you can also get this set without getting the kit. So I just stamped that twice. We are going to add another house. pick us another little house here. And if I line these up just right, I should be able to get the other house on as well. I can stamp that. I'll go ahead and stamp it twice. All right, we've got our last little house over here. Just deciding my placement. Stamp that down. And I'm going to move this for a second. I'm going to slide my paper over. That up to our little house on that side. Okay, I like where that is. I can remove my little piece of acetate there. I'll re-ink my stamp. Stamp it down over there. I put my paper back in, and I'm going to add our little Santa. So I think I'm going to put him right there. Still got to have room for our sentiment. So we'll ink up our silhouette of Santa and the reindeers and his sleigh. I have forgotten how much fun I enjoy, or how much I enjoy red rubber stamps. All right, so we have Happy Holidays. I think we're going to go with Season's Greetings. There. Stamp that down. And of course, I stamped it upside down. So y'all know what that's going to mean. We will... All right, since I stamped it upside down, I'm going to take a scrap of our same pattern paper. And I'm going to stamp our sentiment down, and I will cut it out with a banner or something. Because we all know Rick is not going to redo the whole card. I've decided that I wanted to go ahead and stamp the inside, so I've just pulled back out the Misty. We've got our little house here. I'm going to do my little reindeer. And then I'm going to do Happy Holidays on the inside of the card. Let me pull that mat out because that will be too thick. And I'm going to stamp the inside using some weathered wood Distress Oxide ink. So we'll go ahead and stamp that a couple times so that we have a nice, good impression. All right, for our panel right here, I'm going to take some of that weathered wood. To begin with, I'm going to take the weathered wood, and I'm just going to add a little ink blending on that side, on our sides, so that it has a little bit more color on our panel here. I'm going to do a little bit along the bottom. All right, so like I said, since we didn't get everything lined up right, we're going to take a little bit of our ink and we're going to add more lights coming out of our little houses over here that we didn't get any. And we're going to add just a little color down through here, because you would have that glow from the light coming down on that area. I've pulled out my banner dies. And I'm going to pick one that will fit our sentiment. And I'm going to kind of hopefully line that up. Notice I said hopefully. I'm going to take a little bit of tape. And hold that down. And I'm going to cut this out right off screen. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to take and add just liquid glue behind my banner. And that way I can just put that right over our little mess up. And no one will ever be the wiser besides you and I. So I'm going to add our first layer of our card base onto our mat. Let's make sure we have it going the right direction. We will take our card base, our card front, and add to our card base. You can pop this up if you want to. I'm going to keep this kind of more on the flat side since it is a Christmas card and will be sent to someone. Now I'm going to take and add some two-way glue pen up under of our houses. Add a little along the trees of our little trees right there. Do some right there on the roof lines. A little under our windows. Especially the ones with the seals. I'm going to take some cardstock. I'm going to take some rock candy glitter. I'll pour over that. That will give us some glisten. On our nighttime scene. And I am going to take my glue pen. I mean, not glue pen, my Posca white gel pen, paint pen. This is the fine metal tip one. I'm going to add just a little highlight as well. On some of our areas. To our little light post. A little to this tree. Little bow right there. Door a little bit. Just want to liven up your little scene just a little. Our little reindeer's a little highlight. I've grabbed a couple rhinestones. We're going to add right close to our sentiment. I grabbed 3. Grabbed 2 reds and a green. So I will take and add that green right up there. Add our red one right there. And we'll add our second little red one. Right in there to finish off our card. All right, my friends, here is a quick look at our little card. I'll hold it up closer to the camera for you so you can see all that beautiful sparkle. And then we will open up the inside. There's a look at the inside. I hope that you give this technique a try. If you like any of the products, you'll find them all linked and listed below. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.